What up, Duelist, coming at you guys today with my Deskbot deck. I'm having a lot of fun with this deck, so I'm just going to jump straight on in. First up, we got 1-1. He's a level 1 tuner, and he gains 500 attack and defense for each face-up Deskbot. So that's pretty cool. 3 copies of 2. 2 when it's special summoned, you get a search. Works great with Deskbot 3, which when it's normal summoned, you can special summon the Deskbot. The cool play is your normal, special, get a search, activate machine, do special 2 more, get 2 more searches for your scales or whatever. 3 can once per turn during either player's turn target a Deskbot, it gains 500 for each face-up Deskbot card. And as for 2, 2 gives every other Deskbot 500 attack. So if you have 3 of these on field, then they each gain 1000, and then anything else gains 15. So that's pretty cool. Ooh, sorry. 3 copies of Deskbot 4. Deskbot 4 is great because when you can attack and activate his effects, which is your opponent takes no more battle damage, but for the rest of the turn, for the rest of the turn, and then you can send a Deskbot monster from your deck to the grave, and he gains attack equal to the level of that monster times 500, which means you can send a 5 and make him gain 25. So that's pretty cool. And then once he kills a monster by battle, you can activate the effect to special summon from your hand and or graveyard 2 Deskbot cards, or 2 Deskbot monsters. I keep saying card, but 2 is the only one that specifies for card, which is really great. It just helps you flood the field, get your stuff, make extra deck monsters if you want to. It's really up to you. 3 copies of 5. When 5 summoned, he pops back row. Also, when 5 is when 5 is destroyed in the pendulum scale, he specials a Deskbot from your grave, which can be 2 to get you another search. So he's really good. Plus his easy access into the Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is a cool card that we can make quite easily. 3 copies of 6. 5 and 6 are your preferred pendulum scales. Like, if you can choose, you'd rather have these 2 in a scale, just for in case you Wavering Eyes or they die. Basically because they each have effects when they're killed in the pendulum zone. 6 is basically you add the Deskbot from your grave to your hand. So that can be a 4, that can be a engrave 5 from your detach from Infinity, stuff like that. So yes. Oh, also sorry. 5 and 6 gain a 500 attack and defense for each face-up Deskbot card in their extra deck, being like pendulums essentially. So that's cool. I play 3 copies of 7 and 3 copies of 8. For the longest time, I was only playing 2 of these in all of my testing, but then a friend recommended that I bump to 3 until we get 009, or 9. God damn it. Ever since I watched that one guy, I cannot stop saying 00 number. No, but it's 7 and 8. So I'm probably going to cut these 2 for 2 9s, just because 9 is incredible. But yeah, for now that's like that. Basically, they have no effect when they're killed in Pendulum Zone, which is why they're infinitely not... Sorry, they're not infinitely worse, but they're more worse than the 5 and 6. But they gain attack equal to every Deskbot in your grave, 500 plus. Which means, like, because late game these guys are amazingly strong. He gives piercing, he does piercing, and this one attacks twice on a monster, so it can't punch twice to direct. But essentially, you can't target... Oh, I gotta remember which one's which. Okay. Basically, your opponent can't target face-up Deskbots with this guy, with card effects, and this guy reckons that, or he says that other Deskbots can't be targeted by battle. Which it kind of does matter when you think about it. Because if you have a 5 on field, and one of these guys on field, and say that guy on field, they have to attack him first, which when they do, he gets stronger, and then, so, it does come up a lot more than people think. Alright, so that's all for the monsters. It's a fairly thick monster count. Moving on to the spell cards, we have Machine Dupe at 3. I want to try and find a way to cut this down, because if you're in a winning situation, none of your monsters are going to be 500. Like, Deskbot 2 is great, but if he's gaining attack from another one, he can't be Machine Duped. So that's like my only problem. Like, you can Machine Dupe 4 all the time, which is kind of cool, but yeah, it's... if you can understand that. Moving on to my kind of tech choice, I'm playing 3 copies of Reasoning. We're on 8 different levels from this deck, which means your opponent has to guess between 1 and 8. So that's as if that wasn't hard enough. It's basically a free get onto the field guy. If you mill a 2 and they don't call it, you get a search, so that's great. I'm fully aware that this card is most likely going to get hit in the next ban list, but for now it's in here, and it's actually doing a lot of cool things. Chico was a Wavering Eyes. I was playing 3 of this, but then I cut down to 2 just for the fact that I didn't really need 3. So yeah, Wavering Eyes is great. Probably also going to see a hit if I'm completely honest. 2 MST, we have 5 to block while the back row, but MST is kind of a cool card to have. Like, just, yeah. 1 Soul Charge and 1 Limited Removal. Limited Removal is insane in this deck. And then Soul Charge, just, if you have 3 2s in grave, you can bring out 3 2s, get 3 searches, and 5s, anything that you detach off an XYZ. That's great. As for traps, 2 Quaking Mirror Force, as in most of my profiles apparently. 1 Vanities, 1 Solemn, 1 this guy, Bottomless, and 1 TT. Vanities is pretty strong in this deck, because if you can sit on something like, I don't know, a 5 at 3000 attack, like, you just do so well. Plus you can shut it off at any time, basically, by using Fool's Effect, or, wait, is it from deck to grave? Yeah, it's from field to deck, so yeah. That's it for the main deck, should be 40 cards. Moving on to the extra deck, I'm going to start with the 1 copy of Sky Cavalry. I'd also recommend playing a Daigusto Phoenix in here too. 2s on field don't do much aside from that 500 boost once they've been, well, you know, used for search. So this card's really good. Multiple 4s can lead to a 101, a Castel, a Dweller, or a Cowboy. I like Cowboy just because it's surprising how often burning for game happens in this deck, considering how much damage you can put on with these guys. Dweller's just good against Mermails and stuff like that. Castel's great for shuffling cards back, and 101's just 101, I guess. Next, 1 Cyber Dragon Nova and 1 Infinity. People seem to ask me would I play 2 and 2, but I kind of wouldn't, just because as great as Infinity is, and as great as any of the cards in this extra deck is, really, the magic happens in the main deck. Like, you can have such high attack power with these guys, it's just ridiculous. And then 1 Big Eye, because I make this card is so good. Unlike the Infernoid deck, I do actually like play this deck at locals a lot, and Big Eye just comes up every now and again, but it's so good when it does. I play 1 Armades. I would recommend cutting this card for a Naturia Beast, or even 2, but I do not have one, so that's saddening. 1 Yazi. This is basically the exact same synchro lineup as in the Inferno deck. 1 copy of Clearwing because it's good. 1 Black Rose in case emergency panic button. Thanks whoever I saw that off. Yeah, whatever. 1 Skyrat because I love Skyrat. I just love it as a card. And 1 Omega because it's a great synchro. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This has been my Deskbot deck profile. I don't think I'm going to be shooting any more deck profiles towards you guys for a while, just for the fact that I've kind of profiled everything in my possession at the moment. So I might try my hand at a couple discussions. At least until the weekend where I'm going to try and pick up some more decks for you guys. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. This has been the Wind Up Duelist, and I will